All right, so well, since this is my first time, I guess sharing a top-down analysis with you two, I do want to just put like a couple disclaimers out there first, right? So I can just say it this time and I won't have to say it moving forward. But the reason I use the futures chart in general is just because, well, first and foremost, because ICT uses them, but second, because what I noticed was it shows gaps that you don't see in the other data feeds. And one of the favorite things about trading or just analysis for me was ranges. It always has been. And I view gaps as like their own ranges. And so I like to see gaps in price because they present opportunities to me. But so looking at it, just start from a monthly, right? Well, I first just mark up here, just right, just to have it. You want to mark up the high of the year or the all-time high. Just put the text on that. Got an all-time high here, and I guess I can make the font a little bit bigger since that's the all-time high, right? But just seeing how we were bearish, but looking at it from a monthly, I'm not really feeling the way that it was bearish, right? A lot of huge wicks, meaning that it would dip down to levels and then snap right back up. And we finally start seeing some full body candles over here. So it's just like my observation there on the weekly. Um, the monthly. Now dropping down to the weekly, right? Seeing a little bit more ebbs and flows, right? The lower lows, the lower highs, and then right a higher high and a lower low. So I would mark that out for sure. Wanna make sure I'm having those areas of significance in a sense, right? How it took out this high, but then rejected, took out this low, rejected, trade back above that high, and then we right back inside of that range. So it's on the weekly. We'll see some more details in here for sure too, right? As far as like where it's at right now, looking at it's dipped into the range already. I wouldn't have really wanted to see it go any lower than here, to be honest. Um, just because the way that I view like support and resistance, as far as like I'm gonna use this candle for it. It's a smaller body candle compared to the wicks. So I would want it to have seen it respect the higher part of it a little bit more, kind of slammed into it. But one thing also to consider, there were a lot of news, right, over these past few weeks and months. So definitely with the news releases, it will kind of color outside the lines. And so it's technically still valid, right? Didn't with any type of momentum, right, close below any of the bodies down here. So I'm bouncing back up. It's kind of like, I guess, for next week, to be completely honest, these are the main levels I'm worried about, right? As far as like anything long term. But then just dropping down to a daily. Oh wait, hold on. Then drop it down to the daily. So I have, just real minimal, right? Got that weekly level where we had those structure breaks, but then it returned back into the range quickly. Seeing that weekly support was really right, these four consecutive down candles. Then we finally got a push above that. Took out this high, a little bit of retracement, balance. Got back above that whole high that was broken and rejected. Kind of consolidate a little bit. Come pick up no steam to continue higher. News, right? A lot of news happened, dipped us back into the range, but we definitely found some support here, I say. So looking at it from the daily, now these are where those gaps start to come into play. So the spaces in between, like this, right? Like I definitely like to note these because what I've seen is price definitely shows interest in these levels a lot. And then even like this one down here, right? If we were to get maybe some sort of trading lower, you might want to tap into that, for example. But so now refining it from where on the weekly I was looking at these two levels, right, as my main areas of interest. But now I got a different range, right, a smaller range within that, in a sense where I can still use this level and then this, right, as like where I kind of want to see some sensitivity, maybe some commitment through or a rejection from those levels to kind of set up a short-term trade idea. And then just marking up, there's this high up here, right, which could trade up there, and then as well as this low down here. All right, so kind of got several ranges in a sense, really, that I'm watching and want to see some sort of either sensitivity there, continuation there, or rejection, right? And couldn't go down to the 4-hour now. Let me make sure that these are going to show. To the 4-hour. One thing I really like about the 4-hour is the market structure be dope as hell. So I know like this low right here was significant for a while, right? And then we finally broke it over here. So then on the 4-hour, I'm gonna also do that same thing, right? Just mark up how this low was taken out, show some sensitivity there, right? Took it, returned, and then like I said, a lot of news, so we're able to get up out of there real quickly. But then look at how it returned back above, dip down again. So this level not really looking like it's gonna be anything as far as like a solid, right, confluence for a trade idea, but I am liking just seeing how when price gets to this level, it tends to have momentum when it breaks through it. And then if it does like have a sharp return, right, like right here, it was still the same thing. If you look at this candle, it definitely broke through with a little bit of momentum, right, and just kind of were very attracted to it. So I like to see stuff like that, so that's why I want to mark up that level and keep it in mind. And then it also lines up with that that daily, right, that volume imbalance right here. So that's actually perfect as well. So I actually don't need this level anymore, just seeing that, right, to kind of keep it minimal, because I already got an area of interest there. All right, so as far as a 4-hour is concerned, that's about it. I'm looking at, and then I go down to the hourly, and pretty much in that same boat. Like, just definitely these highs up here are real smooth. So I could see them, right, wanting to run up there and take those out. As far as any, continuation higher, we'd have to see, right? There's a lot of places up in here in which it could find some resistance to drop back lower. So I'm trying to keep it real minimal as far as not trying to predict the market, just react at my key levels that I'm able to identify. And yeah, so as far as, right, this upcoming week, I don't really know what to expect, right? To be honest, this is just going to be my second holiday season of trading. Last year, not disregarding, being ignorant to seasonal tendencies, having no clue about a Santa rally or never heard of it. I was very eager for shorts and aggressively taking shorts all December and getting beat to sleep. So this year, I've definitely been a little bit more analytical, sitting back, collecting the data, really just getting in sync with the order flow, so that as I go into next year, right, once the volume picks back up in the market, that I'm on the right side, if you will, of where the market is headed. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got, to be honest. Just looking at how we traded down here and we snapped right back up. Pretty much had this, I would call this consolidation. Pretty sure there was news here, right? We did back down, find some support, and then we pretty much run back up and close the week. Where did last week open at officially? Actually, too. Let me put that on here because this is something I always mark up as well. When the week open, so that would have been hourly. This candle right here. So last week opened up here, and then just look at like how that price action, right? We were above the open, dip down. I like that to see that, lower the week on Tuesday, run back to the opening price, consolidated, opened up with a gap after the session closed on Monday, continue higher, kind of like, I guess, exhausted here, right? Consolidated, start to drift lower, news picks up, and we start running lower. We don't take out this low. I believe NASDAQ and SPX did, but we don't take out this low. A sharp reaction back up above the opening price, and then pretty much, right, just kind of hover above it, retest it one more time, and then we're back above it. So yeah, so coming up this week, I'm really just looking to see if price has some sort of right sensitivity or completely disrespects one of these levels here that is kind of like boxing price in right here. And that's pretty much my view on US 30.